Life is complicated enough, but you're probably making it even more complicated. So, there are three things that I found that we do as people to overcomplicate our lives. Number one is overthinking things. Number two is not taking advantage of technology. And number three is taking on too many tasks. So, with number one, I set a time limit to things to help myself with overthinking. Number two, I have to constantly be reminded, but I try to use as much technology as possible to make my day easier. And number three, I enlist help. So let me explain more. I have found myself in a place where I want my life to be easy and less complicated. One of the things that I started to notice were those three things kept coming up quite often when I was trying to do something. And I had to take a step back and say, all right, you're doing too much. It shouldn't be this difficult. Let's see what would make this easier. So, one of the things that happens with me is that I get overwhelmed pretty easily if I think a task is a bit daunting. So the best example I can think of is cleaning up. When it comes to cleaning up, if the place is like a complete wreck and there's a lot of chaos and things in places, I get so overwhelmed that I literally do nothing. My procrastination is on 1,000. I can't do anything. I just sit there and think about how much stuff I have to do without doing it. I don't know if anybody else has this problem, but I found that can be combated with just setting a time limit and jumping into whatever needs to get done. So in the case of cleaning, I can just say, all right, my downstairs is a whole mess. And if I only just spend an hour cleaning up, at least I'll make some progress. And then maybe later I can finish it, or my husband can finish the rest. So I just started doing that more. And there are times where the hour's over and I'm like, okay, I'm good. Let me move on to something else because the laundry needs to be done. Or I'm an hour into it and I'm like, okay, well, I got most of it done. Let me just go ahead and finish the rest. So it helps get the ball rolling without you feeling like you have to do all of this right now, or I guess something bad's gonna happen, I don't know. But that was my main issue, and that helps me so much. And with taking advantage of technology, look, I might be a millennial, but for some reason I have to constantly be reminded that there's technology that can help me with the everyday mundane things. So an example of this is I occasionally work from home. I'm in my office right now, and my husband texted me. He was like, hey, I'm about to swing by Subway. Do you want anything? And I was like, yeah, I want some lunch. It was getting around my lunchtime. And he said, well, text me what you want. And I'm texting. And he's like, calls me. He's like, what's taking you so long? I'm like, I'm trying to text you everything that I want on my sandwich. And he said, you know, all you have to do is talk to text. And I could have had that text message. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. I'll send you my order. So it's so simple, but it's so easy. And the worst part is I told my mom about talk to text, and I still don't use it like that. But it is what it is. I have to constantly be reminded there are tools to help me make my life more easier. And with the last one, enlisting help, for some reason, this country, we have prided ourselves on doing everything ourselves. We get to the point where we think that it's a bad thing. People need help to do something, whether it's, getting moved or making more money or getting into college, like whatever the case may be. People just look down upon it like, oh, that person's not a self-made millionaire. Oh, that person got this job because so-and-so helped them and all this other stuff. And it's like, who cares? Nobody cares, really, in the grand scheme of things. Nobody actually cares. You don't get a special surprise in your life, or you don't get a gift of wisdom or self-actualization for doing a whole bunch of stuff yourself. You just get worn out and dejected, and most of the time it takes you a lot longer to get the thing done when you don't have any help. So enlist all the help that you can get to get stuff done. If that means get a housekeeper or get somebody to come and do lawn service for you, or whatever the case may be, a nanny, get help when you need it, where you need it, because otherwise you're just going to be overwhelmed, and like I said, you're making your life more complicated than it needs to be. If you just get some help, then you can get the thing done and get it done quickly. So this past weekend was my husband's birthday, and we had to get together at the house, and I most definitely needed all the help I could get to get stuff done, because I was on the grill. I made lemonade for everybody, homemade lemonade. I did not intend on making homemade lemonade. It was going to be semi-homemade, or not homemade at all. But I couldn't find any lemonade at Sam's Club. Like, they didn't have regular lemonade, and that really just got my goat, because why don't you have regular lemonade, Sam's Club? But I was just at the point where I was like, whatever, I have to go home and start getting ready for this, kickback. And I had a bunch of things going all at once. And thankfully, my mom and my sister are here, and I have great friends that were ready to jump in and help. So they helped set up the table, they helped put up the decorations, they helped me with the games and all that stuff. So I didn't have to do it all myself, and it was a relief. I had time to actually enjoy the party, which is one of the things that I made a goal for myself when I go and host parties at the house or wherever, is that I need to have time to actually enjoy the event that I'm putting together. So I won't just feel like, okay, this event flew by and I had so much to do to get it prepped, and I had so much to do during the actual event, and I had so much to do after it's done. I've just eliminated all that stuff by pre-planning and prepping, and that's some other things that can help you with taking on too many tasks and feeling overwhelmed. And then enlisting your help, all that stuff helps things go a lot smoother, and you can get a lot done and take a breath and be more present in the moment, and which is something else I'm really working on, is being more present. So hopefully these things help you out a lot when it comes to making your life less complicated and actually enjoying the things that you're doing and enjoying the people you're with as well. So if you have any more questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment box below. And I hope this video finds you well. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.